Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to HarlequinCasts Dawn of War 2 Retribution. This is going to be the second part of my developer chat number 2 with Mr. Braden Chan here today, and we're just going to go ahead and watch a game here. So, Brad, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am in rather fine fettle. Thank you very much for asking. So, Mr. Brad, you work for Relic Entertainment, obviously. What's your title again? Remind me.
Yeah, I'm a balance designer at Relic. I'm taking over this patch, replacing Tasker, so to speak. And yeah, just glad to be here.
All right, so this may be, you know, and again, people have, I do not know when the patch is coming out, and I don't expect you to tell me either, but this could very well be our last 3.13 patch. Anyhow, I'm happy to be 3.14 because I'm a mathematician. That's pi. Couldn't be better. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take a look around the map right now and introduce these players. This was kind of a fun game for me because I thought it just had, you know, I figured if we're going to be doing a dev chat, it has enough of the elements that are getting changed in the patch anyways. So let's take a look around here. Way over here on the left, you will see Mr. Choco Bambus playing as the Inquisitor for the Imperial Guard. So there's my first cue right there, Inquisitor. I want to see a little bit of that pre-3.14. And on the right-hand side of the field, we have Mr. Aki playing today as the Warp Spider Exarch for the Eldar. Now, Aki and Choco, both really good players here. Apologies, Choco was actually in the last dev chat anyways, but regardless of that fact, just the quality of this replay was enough for me to want to watch it because it had enough features out there. I believe they picked up that clan tag rather recently that is infamous. Choco informs me that he came up with that while he was drunk, and the next morning he realized there were a whole lot of people in that with that on their name. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's okay. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get this game started. I'll just give the countdown right now. 3, 2, 1, click. All right, so Brad, we're going to be seeing all of these armies change a little bit in the next patch here, specifically the Inquisitor. Hopefully, maybe we'll see some more Inquisitor play out there.
Yeah, definitely. You know, with the recent buffs to her, you know, she's going to be a much more popular hero. Kind of, you know, giving that more offensive feel, like she's actually listed in the menu. Yeah,
she totally. In fact, you know, I hadn't noticed this before, but you can even see like Choco and Aki are saying this in chat right now. I suspect Choco is perhaps even practicing his Imperial Guard, knowing that he's going to want to play that in 3.14 or something to that effect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always nice to see players change it up, change into a new race, and you know, do something new.
We've got a little bit, okay, so we've got sort of a double Guardian opening here, matched by a double Guardsman opening here. So a little bit of that, some nice little fire going back and forth. You can see the Inquisitor kind of leading the charge here. And it looks like Choco went ahead and got that second Sentinel there. Not a bad idea. The Guardian's certainly good against the Sentinel, but I think this is going to be kind of a slugfest here at the beginning until somebody gets something bigger on the field.
Yeah, the IG player is doing a really good job in pushing the Eldar right now. I mean, that's really what you gotta do in the early game, but yeah, I don't think he meant to step over
Whoops,
those,
yeah, he accidentally walked away from that turret while it was half built. Yeah, it looks like he's putting a lot of pressure on this gen farm right off the bat, and given the fact that Aki began with double Guardians and went right into generators, that's a little bit, it's kind of like Choco here is kind of calling his bluff on it, just putting all that pressure up here right away.
Yeah, but as you can see, the Warp Spider is just doing so much damage, and you know, at range, but fortunately he is going to get like a little damage reduction.
Yeah, so it's just his DPS is going down. Is that effectively what it is?
His overall DPS is going down a little bit, but his improved targeters, which increases his DPS a lot, cost a lot more. Okay, so the targeters still do the same thing, but their cost has just gone up in general. Yeah. Gotcha. So Warp Spider Exarch there doing what he does best, was trying to just kind of sit around behind all those guardsmen, kind of picking them off a little bit. And it looks like, but he was able to be forced off there a little by that Inquisitor. So the Inquisitor, by the way, also getting that crossbow bolt pistol coming out next here. Maybe we'll see a little bit of that get used. But for the most part, she's just kind of up there, kind of special attacking around, knocking people back and forth. We can hear that multi-laser just kind of exchanging blows here. So the Shuriken weapons team is on the field right now. Certainly a good counter to double guardsmen with the ability to kind of suppress and whatnot. Yeah, but yeah, see the thing is, people don't realize that the laser turrets actually contribute a lot of DPS, and I really wish I could see more players use them because they're really good at, like, as you can see, killed those generators and, you know, did a bunch of reasonable damage to that shuriken cannon. Sorry, I like to call them shurikens.
Shuriken. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, I do like, especially on certain maps, I see a lot of guardsmen just using it just to simply hold victory points where the victory points have nice chokes or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, they're really nice if you can use them really aggressively and really offensively. Yeah, they just add just that much more DPS to your army that can really turn the fight. But yeah, you see in the earlier the Inquisitor did kind of get pushed off quite easily. You know, she just got focus fire and had to retreat. So you know, hopefully those HP buffs will, you know, help her out a bit to fight a little bit longer.
A few extra HP, making her a little bit more of a tank here. Yeah, it's a good point that actually when you look at it listed, she is listed as the defensive commander, or offensive commander, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of in line with that. We can see her right now being quite offensive up top, hacking and slashing away at this Shuriken team.
Is she going to get it?
Oh, no!
Oh,
Shuriken team! Oh, unfortunately stuck capping. And I believe that was the team, yes, that was the one that took a lot of damage, I think, from the multi-laser early game, so perhaps that all played out right there. Second Shuriken team on the field right now. Normally, I would say double Shuriken's a really good counter to double guardsmen and whatnot. Ooh, and by the way, we do have some Catachans coming out on the field too as well, which, as you were saying earlier during the interview, have got a couple of significant changes coming up pretty soon here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're not going to be able to use both their abilities right away, so it gives players a little bit of a choice on which ability they want to use instead of a no-brainer doing both. So as you see right now, he just goes up, walks forward, uses that old reliable, and he's probably going to try and run up close and use that suppression, but unfortunately those Guardians, you know, they knew what's up and got away. But yeah, like right there and then, you know, bam, after that period of time, you know, they're still going to be able to do what they did to that War Spider because of the energy regen that they have.
Yeah, remind me, what is the math on that exactly? The cost of the two abilities versus their mana?
Basically, they have 100 energy right now. Both things, one costs 50, the other costs 55 energy. So it's just going to be a difference of 5
gotcha.
energy.
So you have to tick back 5 energy before you can use the next ability. Okay, so so if you want to lead, you have to decide, am I shotgunning here or am I grenading here, but not both instantly. Oh, there goes that old reliable once again. Really good at keeping the distance there.
So you see the LR player has double shurikens right now. I'm pretty sure he might go for a power push. You know, I like to call it the seawall timing push, the seawall power timing push. Where he's gonna go and push the IG power at a certain point, and you know, he's probably gonna be able to kill off all those generators.
Yeah, he's got the double Guardians, both upgraded. I guess these are technically his second and third Shurikens. I will try to emulate you. No, but yeah, it looks like he's coming down south, grabbing that victory point, and could very well be threatening that. Good call there. Seawall. I need to say seawall more often because I know I say Seawall. I just make up pronunciations all the time. It's okay. It's the only thing that matters. You can pretty much say whatever you want if you have an audience of people who think you're an expert. You just got to say it confidently. That's the only trick.
Yeah, confidence is definitely the key to that.
Let's take a look around here and see. We can see, looks like the Inquisitor right now just trying to cap a requisition point, getting lightly sliced and diced by that War Spider. Ooh, I think I just heard a grenade shot somewhere.
Yeah, the Devil's just like knocked over a shuriken.
Yeah, Devil's hanging out towards the center here. All right, so potential ability to power push. It looks like for the time being, the Guardians were kind of knocked back a little bit here. Forces just kind of lightly scattered all over the battlefield for both players for the time being here. Looks like our Catachan's heading back, and we do have Tier 2 coming up right now for Choco Bambus. I'm still not sure. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a good thing that the IG's getting to Tier 2 a little bit earlier. You know, that's really where the IG strength is gonna be at. So
yeah, I see a lot of IG players just getting out that fast Chimera or something like that. But perhaps Choco has other plans here today. We'll have to see.
Well, I'm pretty surprised that Aki hasn't gotten any Rangers. I usually see them in pretty frequently in the matchup against IG. They really just kill Sentinels like no problem and really nickel and dime the IG army down.
Yeah, perhaps maybe the fact that he already there's that old reliable, and maybe the fact that he really wanted to have double shurikens and like had to replace one, he just ended up having to skip that or something, because you can see, oh, it looks like he's well on his way to tier 2 now, so he's heading that way, and oh boy, grenade spike!
Oh my god, he's gonna kill them all!
Oh. Whoa, that's not bad. Was it four guys right there, maybe? Pretty good. Okay, we had a nice looking double grenade spike there in the Catachans. All right, I always like seeing that.
You see, yeah, that Warp Spider just picked off those guardsmen on the top UP there.
Yeah, the Warp Spider just shreds units. I've been so amazed. That was one of my first impressions when I really started looking at casting Dawn of War 2, just how effective he was early game versus the right units, given the fact that he can pretty much always be behind green cover. So to me, I thought that the nerf to the Warp Spider was gentle, but appropriate. I thought it was like, it was just a little bit. It wasn't like a complete nerf like the word seems to imply, but it was just like, okay, you know what, we're just going to right-size him a little bit.
Yeah, well, definitely, like, his key strength that people can agree on is his mobility, right? And that wasn't really touched at all.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be able to do that quite a bit more. That reminds me, there was one patch note that we didn't really talk about before at all, but it was minor enough that it came up. The Warp Spiders themselves spawn with the warp on cooldown, I believe. Was that simply to keep them from like being summoned in by the Warp Spider's Spider's Brood ability and then blinking right away on top of people?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. That was one of the reasons for that. But, oh, look at that Sentinel.
Oh, and the Guardsman taking, that was a nice, because it looks like he threw that grenade just to kind of cover his retreat, and there's the second one as well, although that did, I don't know, that Sentinel's almost completely dead there and completely wrecked that the Guardsman squad. I don't know why my brain has a block in it about trying to say, oh, we have an Autarch being called in on top of a bunch of retreating Catachan Devils. Oh, just hit the end of him right there, okay. He, pretty good reflexes there by Choco, just retreating on out of there. All right.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised Aki decided to throw a grenade instead of just shooting the Sentinel. I think he could have killed it if he just right-clicked it.
And we have a Bane Wolf being dropped in on the field also up here by the power gen, so it looks like Choco is going to get lead with the initiative here of the gen bashing. That's definitely not really countered by anything on the field at the moment, so he's going to be able to take out this whole gen farm here.
Yeah, right now I just want to point out at the IG upkeep right now. If you look at the rec flow, right now Aki has 350 rec a minute and Choco has 202.
Yep.
And that's a pretty big difference. And hopefully that's going to change with the upkeep cost adjustment that we put in the patch. And those Ogrins are pretty expensive right now too, considering you're only getting 204 rec a minute now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, you can see the added effect of that, so maybe it'll be a little cheaper to get some of that stuff done. The Baneblade right now is just kind of gushing on some of these Guardians up top here. That's looking pretty good. And here we have it. Ooh, the Autarch kind of running in to sort of save them a little bit, but I think they're still going to get out of there. Is that pretty much, by the way, the only way that you see Bane Wolves really effectively used is just called in for that really quick gen bash early game? Is that more or less what you expect, or do some people specifically use them for anti-infantry or anything like that?
Well, the Bane Wolf is actually really good against killing infantry, but I mean, yeah, it kills gens really fast. I mean, it's no different than any like fast vehicle push that like any other race has,
Yeah, it seems like the timing works out just right. We can see, a Bright Lance is on the field right now to the north, so a little bit of AV out there for the time being here for Mr. Aki.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of those, timing pushes. They seem pretty cool. But whoa, he teleported and got stunned just in the nick of time.
Oh, nice. Let's see here. So yeah, Warp Spider's just kind of hanging out down south, capping some victory point, or capping a power node. Blah. I'll try all three and then I get it. And Inquisitor is going to charge him. Nah, no time at all whatsoever. Oh well.